guys, how's it going? Welcome to my living room. I am on my couch in my pajamas because my back is still very sore. I called in sick for work today because I was just way too stiff. Realistically, I probably could have worked, but I would have had to keep getting up so many times to stretch and it just wasn't going to be a good time. So I decided, let's be kind to myself and just let myself take one extra day off. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm going to focus on just healing, feeling better, etc. I did write today. I actually watched the replay of Evie Redding's live stream from yesterday. She had a live stream going on with KJ and Don Kozak. I really wanted to watch it last night and I felt so bad that I couldn't, but I had just finished watching the live stream on Becca C. Smith's channel with Becca and a friend Hina. I really wanted to get to Evie's afterwards, but my back was just way too stiff from sitting for that long, and it was about 11 p.m. my time, and at the time I wasn't sure if I was going to go into work today, so I didn't want to stay up too late, so I wasn't able to catch it, but I watched it this morning and got like 1,800 words, so that was super awesome. Thank you so much, Evie. I also really like that in Evie's live streams, she puts in stretching breaks, because if you don't know, Evie has cerebral palsy and she talks about that a lot in her videos, and I like that she just has that extra focus on just, taking care of your body. So she had a little stretch break in there, so I definitely took advantage of that. The other awesome thing that happened writing-wise is that, well, I don't know if this is awesome. It's awesome in the long run. I realized that I'm writing my story starting at the wrong place. Where I originally had it started was when my main character was younger and she first started going to the town to run these errands, and I, showed her kind of getting used to the town, and obviously the townspeople don't like the witches. She would be killed, etc. if they knew she was a witch. So I kind of had with her anonymity experiencing the town as an outsider but without being an outcast, and that was fun to write. And then I had her kind of realize how anti-witch the town was and feel really hurt by that, and then I had her kind of showing her growing a little bit more cold and distant, and then eventually she's going to find out that she was taken from her mother and that the witches maybe really are the bad guys that the town thought they were, and I had all of that started. But I mentioned in another vlog that I really felt like I was spinning my wheels with this, and I thought that it was just because I needed to tighten up my outline, and it was, that did help a lot, but I still kind of feel like I'm spinning my wheels a little bit, like I'm not making real progress, and I finally realized it's because this story is starting at the completely wrong spot. I don't need to show her, growing up and all of that backstory and stuff. The real story itself kicks off when she finds out that she was taken from her birth mother, and that's what's interesting. That's the real story. All of this is just, it's filler, it's background information, and it's fun to write, and I'm definitely gonna reference some of it, and it was really good character building, but it's not relevant to this story. So I haven't figured out exactly where I'm gonna start, but it's gonna be slightly before she figures this out. I'm just gonna show that she's cold and distant. You don't need to see the whole progression of her life, because that's not relevant to this story. That's not important for what's going on with this plot. On one hand, I was kind of bummed because it means that like 15,000 words that I wrote, I'm going to scrap. Of course, I'm not going to delete them, and I'm obviously still going to count them for Nanowrimo because I wrote them, so they count. I'm just going to change the font color to red in my document so I remember that this is irrelevant and probably won't make it into my next draft. That's okay, it took me longer than I would have preferred for me to realize this, but now that I've kind of remapped the story and figured out the timeline of what's going to actually be involved, it is going to be so much stronger, and now I'm really excited because it means that I can skip some of this stuff and get right into the parts that I'm excited about for this story, because like I said, I just felt like I was spinning my wheels, and that's why. So it's good that I realized it. I wish I would have realized it about 10,000 words ago, but that's okay. A first draft is gonna be messy, and especially for Nanowrimo, where I'm drafting much faster than I usually do. I'm gonna have a bunch of stuff I cut out, I'm gonna have a bunch of stuff I change. Revisions are gonna be heavy, but that's okay because, like I said, no words written I think are really wasted because you're learning something, and I got a lot more familiar with my character And because even though it's not going to make it into the story, I get to see her progression as she discovered things about the world and as she grew up that really just make her more solid in my head. And instead of just saying she's an angsty teenager and she's hardened because of she doesn't like the townspeople, getting to see it and experience it with her. Hi, Ripley. What? Hi, there you are. Hi, baby. So I'm saying that overall this was really, really good. It was an important step in the writing process, you know, so can't complain about that. I might write a little bit later. I decided today I'm just going to take it easy, relax, not change out of my pajamas all day probably, and just have an easy day. But that will be all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, please click the like button to let me know, and subscribe to stay up to date with all of my videos. I'm posting Nanowrimo videos 5 days a week and other videos twice a week, and after November's done, I'm going to go back to my regular posting schedule of videos every Wednesday and Sunday, usually reading or writing related with lots of cameos from the cats. So I hope to see you guys next time, and until then, have a great day. Bye!